Well, that's kind of confirmed a suspicion of mine. Last Friday, I came across an article that kind of got me thinking. It was about a guy who went to print only to find that HP had disabled his ink cartridge. He was signed up for a service called Instant Ink, and it's a monthly charge. And he noticed it on his credit card and didn't recognize it, so he canceled the service. Shortly afterwards, HP disables his ink cartridge. No warning, just click, it's off. Now this is the part I want to hammer home. There was nothing wrong with the ink cartridge. It was full, it was working fine. HP sent a signal over the internet to his printer, and now his printer is refusing to use that ink cartridge. It's not like it ran out of ink and they just didn't send him a replacement. They sent essentially a kill order. Now, if he had contacted HP and renewed the service, they could have sent a signal and that ink cartridge would then start working again. Ink cartridge is fine. But this raises a couple of questions and I couldn't really find any answers. I mean, if I'm using this Instant Ink service, does my printer now need internet connectivity? If my ISP goes down or my router dies, will I be able to print? I mean, I would guess that if the account was good the last time the internet was on, then the printer would work, but that's just a guess on my part. And this service is kind of based on how many pages a month you print. And the question is, where is the pages per month being tracked? Is that being tracked by the printer itself, or is the printer calling home after every printing session? And is that the only thing the printer is sending? I wish I lived in a world where I didn't have to ask if my office equipment was informing on me. And this is just one more thing in our lives that is being tracked by a company. This page per month service sounds like a convenience and a bargain. They send you a replacement ink cartridge when your ink gets low. You send your empties back to them so it gets recycled and you don't have to dispose of the ink cartridge. It's already handled. But is this really a bargain? After doing some basic math, I came to two realizations. First, if the $2.99 a month for 50 pages sounds like the package you need, you might want to question why you even own a printer. You could probably get away with printing at your library or an office supply store. The second is that the instant ink prices may be closer to what the cost of ink actually is worth. If you take a retail cost of an ink cartridge and then divide the number of pages it should supposedly print, that tells you the cost per page. Now the cheapest cartridge I could find for our HP printer is $17.84. And the cartridge should print up to 170 pages. That's roughly 10 cents a page. The cheapest tier for the Instant Ink service was $2.99 for 50 pages. That's roughly about 5 cents a page. And it gets cheaper the further up the tiers you go. It's cheapest being 2 cents a page. That's a bargain for ink cartridges. Then I've known for a while that printer companies have been jacking up the price of ink way up because people buy ink more than they do printers, and they've done all kinds of things to try to be the only source for ink for the printers they make. They even fought the third party and refill companies all the way up to the Supreme Court. The printer manufacturers lost, so there will always be refill companies. Now, because OEM companies were charging so much for the ink cartridges, they created the refill market. It's capitalism at work. The price of a commodity is set by what the market will support. The OEM companies were charging more than what the market was willing to pay. So the customers went elsewhere to get what they needed. And I'm sure other manufacturers will now develop their own page per month or mail order ink service. And they will probably handle cancellations with the same tact and grace that HP did. I don't see that changing anytime soon. As for the guy with the full ink cartridge that was remotely disabled, once he understood what HP had done and why, he went out and bought an Epson Echo Tank. It costs about the same as an HP or a Lexmark. And you can refill it with a bottle. And the price per page is 5 to 1. 5 pages to 1 cent. My takeaway from all this? Even with a cheap means of printing with ink cartridges, it's still a ripoff. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. To subscribe, click the channel icon on the top left. Top right is the previous video. And below that is a random suggestion from YouTube. Thanks again.